Marcus Rivera's security badge was found 3 days after he vanished from Mercy General Hospital. What the overnight footage captured explains why the third floor has been permanently sealed. Before you hear this, check if you're alone. This is what happened on October 15th, 2024. At 11:47 p.m., Part 1, The Descent. Rain hammered against the hospital windows like desperate fingers trying to claw their way inside. Each drop hitting the glass with such force it sounded like someone throwing pebbles from the darkness outside. I'm Marcus, 28 years old, third shift custodian at Mercy General Hospital. I've been working these halls for 6 months now. 6 months of empty corridors and flickering lights. I started recording this on my iPhone 14 because someone needs to know what really happens here after midnight when the world forgets about places like this. The battery's at 67%. Timestamp shows 11:47 p.m. on October 15th, 2024. Just another Tuesday night. Or so I thought. The pediatric wing on the third floor. That's my territory. My domain of sterile white walls and rooms that smell like disinfectant trying to mask something deeper, something sadder, where sick children come to get better, or don't leave at all. The irony isn't lost on me that I'm the one who cleans up after hope dies. The fluorescent lights buzz like dying insects. That constant electrical hum that gets into your bones after a few hours. During the day, this place is chaos. Doctors running with clipboards, kids crying. For their mothers, parents pacing the halls with coffee-stained prayer cards. But at night, the silence is so complete it hurts your ears. It's not just quiet. It's the kind of silence that makes you question if sound itself has died. Room 312. Always start there. Hospital policy dictates that we clean the discharged rooms first. The empty ones. Been vacant for 3 weeks now since little Emma Patterson. Well, leukemia doesn't care how brave you are, how many pictures you draw for the nurses, or how many times your parents read you bedtime stories in that uncomfortable hospital chair. I push open the door to 312 and I freeze. There's a red crayon on the windowsill. Crayola red. The kind kids use to draw fire trucks and hearts for their moms. I cleaned this room yesterday. Mopped every inch of that floor. Wiped down every surface. Even cleaned the windows until they sparkled. It was empty. Completely empty. But this crayon, it's still warm. Not just room temperature. Actually warm. Like someone was just holding it. Gripping it tightly in their small fingers. You know that feeling when you're being watched? That prickle crawling up your spine like ice water in your veins? I keep glancing at the window, but all I see is my own reflection staring back, distorted by the rain and looking more tired than I remember. My face looks hollow in the glass, like I've aged years in the past few hours. The crayon sits there, mocking me. I pick it up and slip it into my pocket. Probably fell behind something during the last cleaning. That's what I tell myself anyway. Timestamp, 12:23 a.m. Battery down to 52%. By now I've finished half the floor, room by room, bed by bed, each space holding memories of small patients and worried families. Time for my break in the supply closet at the end of the hall, away from the cameras and their red blinking eyes. The hospital doesn't need to watch me eat my peanut butter sandwich and pretend everything is normal. That's when I hear it, giggling. Did you hear that? Soft, high-pitched, like a child trying not to laugh too loud during quiet time. The kind of giggle that should be innocent. But in this place, at this hour, it makes my stomach drop. Hello? I call out, my voice echoing down the empty corridor. Nurse on duty. Is someone up here? Nothing. Just the machines humming their electronic lullabies and rain against glass. But I swear I heard it. I'm walking back toward 312 now, my footsteps echoing louder than they should. The door's still open, just as I left it. But something's different. The air feels colder, thicker, like walking through invisible cobwebs. On the window, written in what looks like finger paint, but I know it's not paint. 2 words in red crayon, written in a child's unsteady handwriting. Help me. My hands are shaking now, trembling like leaves in a storm. I'm trying to call security, but no signal. The screen keeps flickering, showing static where the bar should be. This isn't normal dead zones. I've worked here 6 months and always had at least 1 bar. This is something else, something deliberate. The writing, it's moving, sliding down the glass like it's melting. like the words are crying red tears. The giggling comes again. Closer this time, right behind me. I turn around and my heart stops. There's a little girl at the end of the hallway. She's wearing a hospital gown, the kind that's too big for small bodies, the kind that makes sick children look even smaller than they already are. Her back is turned to me and her shoulders are shaking, crying or laughing. In this place, at this hour, I can't tell the difference anymore. "Hey, sweetie," I call out, trying to keep my voice steady and gentle. "You shouldn't be up here this late. Are you lost? Do you need help finding your room?" She turns around, slowly, deliberately. Her face is pale, not just pale, translucent, like looking at someone through frosted glass. Dark circles under her eyes like bruises that go too deep to heal. And she's smiling, this wide, impossible smile that stretches too far across her small face. A smile that no child should ever wear. "I've been waiting for you, Marcus." My blood turns to ice. Literal ice. I never told anyone my name up here. Never introduced myself to anyone. My badge just says custodial staff in plain black letters. But she knows my name. She knows me. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is I recognize her. That face. Those eyes. The way her hair falls across her forehead. I recognize her from the photos the day shift showed me. From the memorial they put up in the break room. "Emma?" I whisper, and the name tastes like copper pennies in my mouth. Part 2. The trap. She nods, that horrible smile never changing, never wavering, like it's painted on her face with that same red crayon. "I never left, Marcus. The doctors said I did. They told everyone I went to a better place, but I'm still here. I'm always here. I never left room 312. She's not walking toward me. She's gliding, floating. Her feet aren't touching the sterile linoleum floor. With each movement closer, the temperature drops another degree, another step toward absolute zero. I stumble backward, panic taking control of my muscles. My equipment crashes into the wall, the metal cart slamming against painted concrete with a sound like thunder. Dirty mop water spreads across the floor like spilled blood, dark and spreading in patterns that look almost intentional. "I get so lonely at night, Marcus," Emma says, and her voice seems to come from everywhere at once. The walls, the ceiling, inside my own head. The other children, they come and go, they get better, they go home to their families, they forget about this place. But you stay. You clean my room every night. You take care of me when no one else remembers I exist. The temperature drops 20 degrees in seconds. I can see my breath now. White clouds of steam in the suddenly Arctic air. The cold burns like touching dry ice, like being buried alive in snow. "I drew you pictures," Emma says, her voice echoing from everywhere and nowhere. "Every night I draw you pictures with my special crayon. Don't you like them, Marcus? Don't you want to see what I've been creating just for you?" I look at the walls and my sanity cracks like ice under pressure. They're covered. Crayon drawings that weren't there 10 seconds ago. Couldn't have been there because I cleaned these walls myself. Stick figures of a man with a mop, a little girl in a hospital bed, both smiling in that same horrible way. But there's a pattern, a progression I don't want to understand. In the first drawing, the man is normal-sized. The girl is small and sick. In the second drawing, the man is smaller. The girl is bigger. By the 10th drawing, the man is tiny, just a speck with a mop, and the girl fills the entire page. "I don't want to be alone anymore," Emma whispers, and now she's right in front of me, so close I can smell the antiseptic and sadness that clings to her hospital gown. She reaches out with pale, cold fingers that look like icicles, like frozen tears shaped into the form of a child's hand. "Stay with me, Marcus. Stay with me forever and ever and ever." Her touch is like liquid nitrogen, like being touched by the concept of cold itself. Where her fingers brush my arm, my skin turns gray. Not just cold, not just numb, actually gray like old concrete. I can feel something draining away. Warmth, life, the ability to remember why I wanted to leave this place. The memory of sunlight and laughter and everything good about being alive. The gray spreads up my arm like frostbite and fast forward, creeping toward my heart, toward my soul. I can feel myself forgetting my apartment, my cat, my sister who calls me every Sunday, everything that makes me Marcus instead of just another ghost in the halls of Mercy General. That's when I remember the crayon in my pocket. With my good hand, my still human hand, I fumble for it. The red crayon feels warm against my frozen fingers. Warm like it was when I first found it. Like it's been waiting for this moment. "This is yours," I gasp, pulling it out with trembling fingers. "This is yours, isn't it?" Emma's eyes widen, and for the first time since she turned around, her smile falters. Cracks appear in that horrible painted expression, showing something underneath. Something small and scared and heartbreakingly human. "You kept it," she whispers, and her voice is different now. Softer, younger, more like the little girl she should have been. "You kept my crayon. No one ever keeps my things." The gray stops spreading up my arm, held back by something stronger than cold, something warm and real and good. "I just wanted to make sure you got it back," I tell her, and I mean it. Every word. She stares at the crayon, then at me, and slowly, her smile fades into something small and sad and so very human. The monster disappears, and all that's left is a little girl who died too young and too alone. "No one ever kept my drawings before," she says, and now there are tears on her translucent cheeks. Tears that freeze before they hit the floor. "The nurses always threw them away when I wasn't looking. They thought I didn't know. But I always knew. I drew them pictures of flowers and houses and families, and they put them in the trash like they didn't matter. Like I didn't matter." Tears roll down my cheeks now too, freezing before they hit the floor, joining hers in tiny crystals of shared sadness. "I would have kept them, Emma, if I'd known you. If I'd been here when you were, I would have kept every single one. I would have put them on the refrigerator in the break room where everyone could see them." Emma takes the crayon with trembling fingers, and as she does, something changes. The drawings on the walls begin to fade. Not disappearing, but transforming into something beautiful. Something that looks like hope instead of hunger. The ice on my skin starts to melt, warmth returning to my arm like spring water flowing through winter ground. "I just wanted someone to remember me," she says, and her voice is growing distant now, fading like an echo in a vast empty space. "But not like this, Marcus. Not by trapping you here with me forever. Not by making you forget everything good about being alive. I was so scared, so angry about being forgotten. I became something I never wanted to be." She steps back, and with each step, color returns to my arm like warm water flowing through my veins, like life itself returning to places that had forgotten what it felt like to be human. "Will you remember me, Marcus? The real me? Not the scared, angry me who's been haunting these halls for 3 weeks, but just me, Emma Patterson, age 7, who loved to draw pictures and wanted to be an artist when she grew up." I nod, not trusting my voice, not trusting myself to speak without breaking down completely. Emma smiles, a real smile this time, small and genuine and heartbreakingly beautiful. The smile of a little girl who finally found someone who cared, someone who would remember her not as a ghost or a monster, but as a person who mattered. "Thank you for cleaning my room, Marcus. It was nice to have a friend who cared enough to keep my crayon, who cared enough to see me as more than just another sad story in a pediatric ward." She turns and begins walking back down the hallway, her hospital gown trailing behind her like morning mist, like smoke from a candle that's finally allowed to burn out peacefully. At the end of the hall, she stops and looks back one final time, and for just a moment, she looks exactly like what she should have been. A healthy 7-year-old girl with her whole life ahead of her. "Don't use the red crayon, Marcus," she calls out, her voice growing fainter with each word. "Some colors are too strong for the living world. Some colors hold too much pain, too much longing, too much love that has nowhere to go. But keep it, please, keep it." So someone remembers that Emma Patterson was here, that she mattered, that she drew beautiful pictures even when the world was ending around her. Then she's gone, not vanishing, not disappearing in some dramatic flash of light. Just gone, like she was never there, like she finally found the door she'd been looking for all along. I stand there in the empty hallway, breathing hard, my heart pounding like I've just run a marathon. When I finally look at my watch, the numbers don't make sense. 6 a.m. Dawn is breaking through the windows, pale yellow light replacing the harsh fluorescence. But I don't remember the last 6 hours passing. Timestamp on my phone shows 6:47 a.m. Battery at 12%. The recording kept going, all night long, capturing everything. I finished my shift that morning, Went home to my small apartment, sat on my couch with my cat in my lap and stared at the red crayon for hours. Put in my 2 weeks' notice the next day. Told them I was moving to be closer to family. Which wasn't entirely a lie. Emma had become family in a way I couldn't explain. But I kept the red crayon. Kept it in a small wooden box on my dresser next to a photo I printed from the hospital's memorial page. Emma Patterson. Age 7. Who loved to draw and wanted to be an artist when she grew up. Sometimes, when I'm alone at night, I can still hear her giggling. Not scary anymore, just the sound of a little girl who finally found someone who cared enough to listen. I never used that crayon, never even uncapped it. Some colors are too strong for the living world, but I kept it anyway, because everyone deserves to be remembered. Final timestamp, 6:47 a.m. Recording ends. FearFeed community question. Have you ever felt a presence watching you during the night shift? What would you have done if you found that crayon? Share your experiences in the comments, and remember to check if you're alone before you sleep tonight.